Hi everybody, hope all of you are doing good. Today I've come with another tutorial. This is an Anthurium flower. It's a very easy flower to make and it's amazing as a big flower itself. And you can, if the flower arrangement is big, you can add it on behind so it covers very beautifully. Basically, I'm going to show you a red color Anthurium. So that is the basic Anthurium which always you get anywhere, and you see a lot of florists keep on adding into the flower banquets. Okay, so I'm going to show you and I'm going to tell you some ideas if you don't have the cutters or veiners, what you can manage with. I'm going to tell you that also, but now I'm going to do it with cutters and veiners, and side by side I'll show you how it can be done without it also. See, this is just a basic heart cutter. Okay, I'm using a just basic heart cutter. You can use this is the veiner, you can get it. Okay, this is the veiner you get for Anthuriums. This is one variety of Anthuriums. For that it is like that. So this is nice. So this you could get it in AliExpress. It's very cheap when you get it in AliExpress. So you can get this in AliExpress. And this is the veiner, the center veiner. This is the center veiner which I'm going to use for the Anthurium, for the center. So there are three different sizes, so I'm going to use the center one and then the leaf veiner. This is the leaf veiner which I'm going to use. If you don't have this also, it's fine. Still we can work with hands itself. So it doesn't matter because it doesn't have very high veins, nothing. It's very mild veins. You can work with hand itself. I have here 18 grade wires, 18 grade wires. Then this is, I have toothpicks, a set of toothpicks. I have just rolled it with a band and then I've just kept it like this. I'll show you why I have this later. And then you need 24 wires also. So what here I have done here is, what I'm going to do here is cut 24 wire into two. And then I'm going to tape this. You can just tape it. You both join together and then you can just tape it. Just hold it like this, squeeze it and just tape it. If you have a 20 or 22 wire, you can use a single wire. I don't have all those things because of the lockdown, which no stocks are available anywhere. So I'm using two 24 wires. I'm joining them together here. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I'm going to do the mold for the center. I used a sugar flap bitter lemon for you made the color like that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, as I told you, I'm going to use the center part. The center only has the mold. I'm going to use the center mold. Just make your paste as thin as possible. Okay, just insert it, extend it a bit, just insert it nicely so it goes as much as it is. So just press it as much as possible. When using molds, make sure it enters every part of the mold. So press it as nicely as possible. Okay. Okay, then use a spatula and remove the excess. See this? Just move like this. So any excess, it just comes out. It has a clean finish. See? and then just rub it nicely. So now this is, so what generally I do here is, I've always told, like, I want a quick fix on this. So if I'm going to take it now, it's going to be the mold is not going to come out properly. So just quickly I just leave the mold in the freezer for maybe 30 to 40 seconds and then take it, and it comes out very nice. Now without that, I'm going to show you. Okay. To handle like this is a bit hard, but still, see. So now what I'll do is, I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it. Okay, just enter. Just 3/4 of it is more than enough. Yeah, see, and it gets natural bend when I put 3/4. So leave it for drying like this. Okay, this curvature, you see, this curvature, leave it for drying like that. Okay, so when you leave it drying like this, so I already have, which I've made also like that. See, this is already dried, the ones. Okay, if you say, sir, I don't have these kind of molds and it's going to be pricey for me to buy. Okay, if you don't want to buy, then I'll show you another method how to do it. Okay, make a ball. Okay, then see this center, the spadix is, I'll show you how much it can be. I think it's like around 2.5, which should be roughly, yeah, see, 2.5 inches. Okay, so you can either take 2.5 inches, or you want a small flower, you can go up to 2 inches also. Okay, so just roll the dough evenly until you get a nice 2.5 inches. Don't make the center very thick. The spadix, I see a lot of them make very thick. Even for Kala Lily, I see a lot of them make very thick. It looks very ugly. The real center, if you see Kala Lily, is so thin and nice and so delicate. But I see a lot of them make the very thick centers and then just cover it up. That looks very odd. So try to make your centers, the spadix, more nicer and more realistic. Flower making is an art. It is like, see, once you get into it, you know, you love to get it as real as possible. And when you see the finishing, and you love to have that kind of finishing, like more of realistic ones. See this is fine now. Okay, now let me see, for let me take 2.5 in this. Okay, okay, now the 2.5 is there. So this edge alone, I'll make it a bit sharper. Okay, a bit sharper, so it looks more realistic. Okay, now see this, I have made like this, a bit sharper also we can make. And then take your wire, just enter it half the way. Okay, no need full, half the way. Once again, quickly work on this. Just pinch this edges so it joins together. Okay, now this is your spadix. Now what I do here is, I have, as I told you, I've taken toothpicks. I've just rolled it up with a rubber band. And now what I'm going to do is quickly just give some markings with the toothpick. Just give some nice marking with the toothpick all over. Same thing you can do for Kala Lily also, if you don't have your molds. Just keep poking it until you see that everywhere it has been done. Yeah, now you see all the places you have markings around. So this you can use it as your spadix. Okay, and then you can just hold it like this. See here, hold it and just give a small nice bend so it looks more realistic. See, you can make this as your spadix. So don't worry if you don't have your center mold. So it doesn't matter if you don't have, still you can work like that. Okay. Now making the center, making the petal. I have used a bit of red. No need to use too much of red to your dough. I've just used a basic red here. Just use a basic red here. In fact, I use this Americolor red to get that red. You can use any kind of gel color. It doesn't matter which brand. Any color is fine. Just condition your dough. With this, because the flour itself is very kind of waxy and it's a kind of a thick skin flour. It's not a very thin fragile flour. So I'm not going to make it very thin also, because if you're going to make it very thin, then it is hard for you to do the veining. So I'm just going to do a very thick. I'll show you the thickness also, how much I'm going on for this, so you can work out accordingly in that. Okay, the same method now. Make the sausage, just thin your thing. Make sure you don't over thin, because as I told you, we need a big thicker petal, so it's easy for us to get all the veins from the veiner. Okay, go up, press gently, just press gently once again, just release it. Okay, don't go very thin, as I'm telling you, because why I'm keep on insisting, because if you go very thin, it's very hard to get your veins and your dough gets torn. Because cold porcelain, yes, you can do it thin also, because it doesn't tear off so easily, it stretches nicely. But with gum paste or other edible pastes, you need to be very careful while working on this. Okay, so one side, just remove this, and then now see the heart shape which I have. Any heart shape what you have, you can use. Just press it. Once again telling you, never wiggle your cutters, because wiggling your cutters will spoil the sharpness of the cutter and you will not get a clean cut finish. So make sure you don't wiggle your metal cutters, especially if you have Asian cutters which has been bought from Thailand or Vietnam or these kind of places. Never do that, because beautifully they make the cutters. Everything is handmade and they are so beautiful. Okay, now I've used a 18 wire. So what I'm going to do is just insert in the center until the ridge is there. Okay, until the ridge is there, just insert it. Okay, for now, with the veiners, see the leaf veiner, I want the concave, like the holes to be inside of the front. Okay, so for that, the protruding part I'm going to take. I'm just going to keep the protruding part here like this. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm trying to do now. Take a sponge nicely. Just go first, press the sides. Okay, just press the sides nicely. Slowly, because this is a very strong vein, so slowly you can go and then press this. See how the veins are falling. And now then go to the center, then press your center. Okay, so you will get evenly everywhere. The beauty of this anthurium flower is, for all other leaves or petals, the front will be protruding out. Okay, I'll tell you exactly what I mean to tell you or explain to you. Just a second. Now see, the wire is there, so I'm not giving too much pressure on the wire part. So, but still, this is what, see, I've got all the maximum veins I could get. Just press it nicely. Okay, see how beautiful even this side come. Okay, now slowly remove it. Don't spoil your veins, slowly remove it. I am not holding the wire and pulling it out because I don't want to spoil the veins. Okay, now you see this, how it's come. Okay, what I meant to you before was, this is what I meant. It is that, see, for all the leaves or any petal, this will be protruding. Okay, it will be like this. Okay, but only for anthuriums you will see hollowness. The front will have hollow and the behind will have protruding. Okay, a lot of even big artists I've seen, they have done wrong. They do the other way, but this is the right way to do. Is you need to, the back should be the front here and the front should be the back. Okay, that's the way it should be. Okay, let me make a hole here, center, show off. And then what I'm going to do with this now is, I've already done and kept few, so I'm going to show you what I've done. Yeah, what I have done here is like this. So just when you're keeping it, make sure you take, see, this is already done. So to just give some character to it, I have kept it like that. Okay, so what we do is just keep it here. Okay, before that, here, just squeeze it and just pull it a little bit and bring it in the front. Okay, just a tiny bit of it. Then keep it like this. Let it have some character to it. So just bend it as much as possible you want, so you get a nice shape. So just give some character to it like this, so you will get a nice shape, like you see, like this you will get it. So leave it like this for drying and then you can work on it later. So now I'm going to show you how I'm going to color it. The coloring part now, I'm going to use a red rose color here. You can use either red rose or whatever poppy red. If you have, you can use the poppy red also. If you are using poppy red, I would prefer you to use a bit of black in it, so it becomes a bit more darker. Or you can use the scarlet, which is already a bit of blackish red. Now start coloring. So as I told you, there is no need to give too much of color to your paste. That happens, like if you give too much of color, then it's very hard to handle your paste. You need to wait for a few hours, and then after it becomes a bit harder and firmer, then you need to work on it. So this is better. You can just give a basic coat of red and then start working on your petal dust. So that looks more better. Just go to the hollow inside nicely. Just give nice red. I prefer to dry dust it first and then use a confectioner's glaze. Some of them would prefer to have alcohol mixed with the red petal dust and just do it first and then they can glaze. You can use anything which you prefer. I prefer dry dust because I can control the amount of color which I am adding to it. So I prefer always to have a dry dust first and then I would work on the confectioner's glaze to add in more of the brightness. See, just go deep as much as possible, every part of the place inside. This was a beautiful red color, and this particular flower gives you an amazing effect in your arrangements. I know I would always call this as a magic flower. Love to have so many anthuriums in my collection. See this, yeah. I'm giving only the front. Nicely up. See the red color. And then fully after you've covered, you can go for the back side. Back I give a very mild tone because I like to have it as that double kind of color in the back, so it looks more natural. Yeah, see this here. Gives a beautiful back tone with this. The patience is all about, like, it's not just making a flower. The coloring aspect also should be more natural. So all these combined together only gives you a beautiful arrangement. Yeah, now you see. This is the way you should color it. Okay, now coloring the spadix. Okay, so generally a very mild green is enough, the like spring green or fresh green. If you don't have, once again, if you don't have that's kind of specific green, so this is the green I say. If you don't have this green, no issues at all. You can mix up your foliage green with bit of yellow, sunflower yellow or something, so you get this green, beautiful green, you'll get it. So just get that very mild. Okay, it should be touch and not touch, like that. Okay, just from your base, just very mild. When you do that, very mild, see, just spread it, that's it, evenly spread, evenly. Once again start, if you want to restart, start it from the base. Okay, so coloring, always you should remember, once you have done it, don't go in patches in front or here and there. Start where you have started your color and then brush it up, so it gives you an even finish. And always in the down part will always have a bit darker shade, so that also gives a moment of that. Okay, so see this, I've just given a mild green. This green is more nicer, so you could see how the green has been done. Yeah, like this you do. Okay, now I'm going to join it together. So now we have done the spadix, and I do have the, I'll use this, the center of it. Okay, first, as I told you, the first ritual is always tape your flowers at any cost. No wires should be visible. All these things in competition, they look in for all these things, and small details, you will be losing your marks if you don't cover like that. So make sure everything is being covered like that. Now always I prefer, as I told you, the excess color. See how much excess color is going to come. Just clean up all the excess color. And then have it like this. Okay, now this is where you would be needing your pliers. Okay, hold in the edge of the plier, as much as the edge you can go, hold it and give it a quick bend like that. Okay, after giving that bend, then take your spadix in the center like this, close it as much as possible. Okay, so what happens is, see, when I'm joining it like that, I still have some space. So what I do is just go to the edge and give a quick bend there, so I could go as much more near as possible. Okay, just go as much near possible. Yes, now tape them, make sure firmly tape them. Tape till the last bit of your wire. Retape them once again. So the thickness of your wire also increases a bit. Yeah, and now see, your Anthurium is ready. I'm going to show you how to glaze this also, and before that, let us do the foliage for this. Okay, now the foliage we are going to do. So I've just taken a base of green, foliage green, and then worked on it. Now make it as a sausage. Then once again go up, press and release. Slowly you should do this process until you get a nice ridge. So that is more important. When you press directly, then there are chances for the paste once again to get damaged. So press and release as much as possible. Okay, There is no need for this foliage to be very thick, though this is foliage is kind of thick only. It's not very thin, but I'm trying to make it as a normal thinness, not very thin, not very thick. So release one side, and then try to catch up here in the center. Press, press, press. Yes. Now you got your clear cut. Then just remove that out. I have my wire. Just insert it in the center. Now use your mold. Exactly keep in the center. Just keep it on top. And just press the sides first so you get all the molds, the veins easily. And then release it. You see, this is what I told you. See, the veins are not very clear, okay? So you can even work on your hands itself. Use your rolling tool and then start working on it. Okay, always release from your mold the paste. First the sides, just the sides. Go to the sides. Don't pull it in the center. There are chances it may get torn. Just to the sides like this, and then release it. You see how beautiful it is. So you can, to make it a bit more natural, you can work on the edges also, like how you do for other leaves. So when you're working on it, always put in the back of that, and then use your Dresden tool. Just a quick, see how I'm holding my tool. Just hold it on top. Just a single pull, okay? Out. Half tool should be out, half tool should be in. Just that's it. Okay. So just leave it in any shape you want, like this, so it becomes a bit more natural like this. And your leaves are ready. I've made a little bit darker leaves now. See, the leaves are ready like this. And we need to color the leaves too. So I'm going to give a foliage green to it. A bit dark color also you can give, because I've seen this is also, leaves are also a bit shiny and bit dark. Green has been used for the leaves, so you can do like that too. Okay, see here I have this dark green here, so I'm going to use this dark green. So this gives you a bit more edgy of like a real color of the green. Okay, as I told you, once again, when I'm coloring, make sure I start from inside. Okay, inside the center vein first. Always color the center vein. Slowly drag it out. Okay, see the single motion what I use. Do this because your color will be very even and nice. Like this. I'm going to color and show you one side, so you will know what is the difference if you don't color it. Okay, this is real fun. Making flowers is real fun. What to tell you, is very therapeutic. And once when the flower is finished, the happiness what you get, wow. You need to feel that to know what exactly this is. That's why, like, it's like to make a flower and to make it more realistic, like I get so excited when we work on flowers. Okay, now you see this green and this green difference. That's the way so realistic it turns on. It's magical. When you have the right colors, right brushes, right technique, never your work get lost. It shines more a bit. See, some points, see like this, you can even leave like that. So it gives you a light shade of the green, okay? Not need necessarily everywhere you need to color. So just give the center part, and I'm just going to leave the sides. See? Same way here too. Just the center first. This green, what I've done with foliage green, I added a bit of black to it. So I wanted a bit more darker green. Because this leaves of it, you see the foliage is always a bit darker. See? Now the behind part. Behind, as I told you, always I give a light shade behind. Because when you see it, like all the leaves has a bit of light shade behind. Never it is very dark. There is a contrast between the front and the back always. This. See this, how nice it comes. Yeah. As such, baking itself is very therapeutic, and decoration part of the cake is an amazing thing. You get to learn a lot of new things. You become very innovative. You start thinking of like there is never-ending process of thinking on how to give the best of the cakes and how it needs to look. So your creativeness goes more and more developed. It gets more and more developed, and these kind of flower making will make it more innovative for you guys. So you think more better, and this is all a part of like how your mind gets creative. Okay, you saw that. Okay, the next step you would be knowing. Yes, guess what? We need to tape it. Yes, you're right. We need to tape it. I'm going to tape every part of it. In competition you go, even the taping part, if it's green, either you put it white, and if you have the stem is brown or something, you can color the tape itself as a brown. Okay, so all those things in competition you can do, but when you're doing on cakes, just for doing for your customers, I don't think so you need to do so much of work, because first thing is you don't get paid so much. The second is, I don't know whether the customer would understand about all these detailing itself. So it's worth doing for a competition. Brushing all your wires in the particular color what you needed, or else just this is more than enough. Okay, now I'm going to glaze it. Okay, the glazing part which I'm going to do here is than going for separate liquid glazes. What I do is I have this PME glaze which works fine for me, so I use that. So what I do is I take this kind of a butter paper, keep all of it here, and give it a good spray. So you're going to see how it is going to work. Always when you're using these kind of sprays, make sure you cover your face a bit. See, I'm using here a PME clear glaze edible spray which has been used for chocolates. See the shine it gives. See the excess, you can always just shine it up like this. Always you just spread it, all the excess will come away. And then leave it like that. Just leave it for a few seconds. This will get dried. But see how beautiful the flower looks when you give the glaze. See, that's what it gets attracted with real nice ones when you know for what and how exactly you need to work on with this. They give you, and not for all the flowers we use these kind of glazes. There are some particular flowers we don't use at all. In fact, I prefer not to use for any other flower, only because only some flowers are very shiny. So all the flowers which are shiny, I use this glaze, or else I don't use them. Just leave it a bit and then you can join them. When you're joining, see the excess, all the color excess is coming out. So you can tap it up as much as possible. All the excess will come out and then it gets slowly dried. Okay, so when you're joining them also, as it is, see, you can join them. Always when you're joining itself, your center, as I tell you, just give some bends. So give some natural bends so it's easy to handle the petals, also the wires. So just go up like that. Tape it up first nicely. Then you can open up like this. Then once again you can have one more here. You can have it like this. You can add some more foliages to it like this, and then you can join them. They look beautiful. Hope you guys understand this. We'll come back with another different flower, an easy flower for you guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Thank you.